G'day all you hunters out there, Aussie Shooter here again, and Wednesday's paper, December 11th, 2013, right there. And this is surprisingly in the Sydney Confidential section, right there. And the story is Mauboy is hunted on Instagram. There we go, it's a story about Jessica Mauboy here. There you go, have a look at that photo. She looks actually quite good on that photo, look at that looks awesome. And basically, Jessica Mauboy has hit back at people who criticise her outback lifestyle on social media. The songstress was enjoying some downtime in Darwin on Monday when she posted an Instagram photo of her boyfriend hunting for magpie geese in the Northern Territory. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's good to see celebrities are not scared to say that they love going hunting and love the outdoors. But she's copped a bit of flack from some of her fans saying, "Oh, how could you do that? How could you kill animals? How could you, the usual rubbish that these people spew out who just simply don't have no understanding of it." And yeah, Mauboy said the Indigenous singer returned to serve writing, "Hunting is not a game when it comes to my mob. It's a way of providing food for my family and has been a tradition." So yeah, she basically states that it's part of her culture and she's not ashamed of it, and good on her. And I think it's great, and I think a lot more celebrities should do this. So yeah, good story there, Jessica Mauboy, the hunter. Great stuff. And we've got more stories in the paper here. We've got Tuesday, December 17th, right here in Telegraph, right there. And as you can see, Barry plays the blame game. So, now Barry O'Farrell has said some things, but really I don't understand what he's trying to say here. And he says parents, friends and the community are to blame for alcohol-fueled violence, according to New South Wales Government. Premier Barry O'Farrell said yesterday that changing Australia's drinking culture has to start in the home, and the government and police already done their part to crack down on booze-fueled violence. Police and the government agency are doing their bit, and it's about time the community stepped up as well, because a lot of this misuse and abuse of alcohol is happening in the home. It's happening in backyard barbecues. Where are the family or friends saying to these individuals that that is not acceptable? Now, I'm not quite sure what Barry is trying to say here, because I'm not sure if he's trying to say, hey, listen, teach your children to drink responsibly, or if he's trying to say, hey, don't drink at all, and don't drink in front of your kids. So, I don't really understand what he's trying to say, but I can tell you right now, I don't think he's doing very well, because the message, certainly to me, it's not clear. And considering the fact that he's been trying very hard to pass all sorts of laws that criminalise parents, basically, for giving alcohol to their children at a party setting, is really it's just beyond the joke. Now I can speak for myself only, and I can tell you right now, I come from a European background, and alcohol is very much a part of family life, in terms of you have a bit of wine after your meal, and pretty much most European children are taught to drink alcohol responsibly at a young age with the family at the dinner table, and starting as young as 12. And your parents usually teach you how to drink properly. They teach you what your limit is. So by the time that you're 18 and you go out with your friends and get blind drunk, you're not going to end up in the gutter at 2 a.m. in the morning in bloody King's Cross. I mean, that's the problem here. These kids are not taught to drink responsibly. At a younger age, they're set out into the world, and then basically they end up blind drunk, and usually getting hit by others, or ended up in the back of a paddy wagon, or on an ambulance stretcher. And it's just ridiculous. And if Barry O'Farrell was any kind of a leader, he would just basically plainly come out and say to the people of New South Wales, for God's sakes, teach your children to be responsible with alcohol. That's it. That's all you need to say, Barry. Teach your children to drink responsibly. Teach them to know what their limits are. Teach them to not be going out at night, getting blind drunk, and then ending up in the back of a paddy wagon or an ambulance. That's all you need to say, Barry. For God's sakes, mate, grow a set. So, anyway, and obviously there'll be those do-gooders out there, and all those lefties will be, screaming to high heaven how politically incorrect that is, but I don't care, mate. And Barry shouldn't care either. Stand up and do something right, for God's sakes, Barry. Stop, waging your war on alcohol, on cigarettes, on law-abiding hunters. Start doing something right for a change. So anyway, that's December 17th, and also in the same paper, you've got thugs run riot on city buses. There you go. Right here. More violence on the streets of Sydney. And this is quite a shocking story, to be honest, in my mind. Packs of youths terrorising passengers and drivers on some of Sydney's busiest bus routes have prompted a call for permanent security guards to travel on bus night services. State transit drivers say they have been spat on, bashed while off duty, and regularly abused and harassed by groups of 16 and 17-year-old males on the city's northern beaches. The New South Wales government bus depot in Mona Vale was even forced into a lockdown on October 31 when 14 thugs stormed up to the front gates in daylight hours and demanded that drivers come out and fight. Drivers at Mona Vale are so concerned about their safety and welfare of passengers that they passed a vote of no confidence in the state transit management. Secretary of Bus Drivers Bus Division of the Rail, Trams and Bus Union Chris Preston said drivers based in the Mona Vale and Brookvale depots are frightened when working on routes between Manly and Palm Beach. Unbelievable. Oh shit. I'd just like to hear all those snotty-nosed northern Sydney people talk about the violence in Western Sydney now. Anyway, the union has now warned drivers not to confront youths, many affected by alcohol, who refuse to pay for a ticket. This is just crazy, honestly. What's going on in this city? Like, have normal people lost their minds? It's unbelievable. Let me tell you what should happen. The bus driver should have the right to carry a can of pepper spray to defend himself, and he should have the right to kick these young youths up the arse and give them a face full of pepper spray that they'll never forget. And I'll tell you right now, they won't be coming back in a hurry. And those drivers who were threatened by these youths at the gates, mate, they should have came out with a can of pepper spray and a can of whoop ass, and should have taught them a lesson, and then called the cops on them. Unbelievable. I mean, what's going on? Youths are spitting on female and male drivers, threatening and abusing them, and even threatening to come after their families. Oh shit, it's so not funny, but I just can't help to laugh. Oh. One off-duty driver was physically attacked by youths at a shopping mall in Warriewood because they recognised him as the driver who had confronted them earlier on his bus. Another driver is on stress leave because he can't cope with the possibility that he will be bashed. Mate, these little bastards. Far out, man. To think that we have a city now where the bus drivers are running for their lives, pretty much. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And still no talk of self-defense. Still no talk of allowing the bus drivers to stand up for themselves. Give them a can of pepper spray, show those little bastards a face full of pepper spray. Now here in the story also, they're saying that they would like to see more police on buses patrolling, and look, I applaud that, and I think that the police should be on more public transport at random intervals, just to let the crooks know that, hey, you know, the police are going to patrol this area. But the call for security guards on every bus, I mean, who's going to pay for this stuff? Who's going to pay for this? I mean, I don't have no idea what the price of a bus ticket is, because I haven't gone on a bus for years and I don't intend to. But I mean, let's say it's $4 or $5 for a bus ticket. I certainly don't want my bus ticket to cost him $10, because there's got to be a security guard on there. Stuff that. So, unbelievable. It just drives me insane. This city is just turning more and more violent every day. And you know, what do they got as an answer? More legislation. Oh, we need more legislation. Of course. Of course. I mean, that's the answer all along. More legislation. Unbelievable. I just certainly didn't think that the trouble spots would be, you know, Mona Vale and you know, all these northern beaches suburbs. But they are violent and bloody thugs. Anyway, Aussie Shooter signing out. Always fight for your rights and freedoms, and I'll catch you later.